Right, guys. In lessons, we've been looking at factors and multiples, and if you're watching this after Wednesday, we've also been looking at prime factor decomposition. So let's get started. Just a quick recap on what factors are. So if I give you a number, let's say 24, all right, and the factors are just the things that go into it, numbers that you can divide it by, basically. So if we have 24, so we'll do these in pairs like we've done in class. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, they're in pairs because they times together to make 24, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. Okay, 5 doesn't go into it, I've met up at the other end now in the middle, so they're my factors of 24. Multiples, alright, much more simple. If I want the multiples of, say, 7, alright, it's really simple, it's just the times table of 7, so 7, 14, 21, 28, and so on, 35, and usually you'll be asked, the first 5, 6 multiples, whatever, you just give as many as it asks for. Alright, so that's what we've been doing. Moving on, okay, highest common factor, this is really simple as well, alright. If I have two numbers, so let's say 18, and we'll use the one we've used before, 24. Right, I'm looking for the factors of 18 and 24. The one that's a factor of both of them, so that's the common part, and the highest number. Alright, so the highest factor of each of these that's common, that's in both. So if I start with 18, alright, my factors of 18 are 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. I know there that 4 and 5 don't go into 18, so I've met in the middle again. Just put a comma in there to make it clear. 24, if I go back a slide, alright, they're all there at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 and so on. So 24. I'll do it the same way again. Just so I don't miss any. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6, 5 doesn't go in, so same again. Okay, now I'm just looking then here for the highest number that's in both lists, essentially. 18, well, that's not in this list. 12, not in this list. 9, not in this list. 8, and you can see hopefully that 6 is the highest number that's in both lists, so we just say the highest common factor, HCF for short, of 18 and 24 is 6. Alright, dead simple. Okay, moving on. Lowest common multiple. Well, you can probably guess now. Common, the same, lowest number. So if I have two numbers, okay, let's say 7 and 5, okay? I'm looking for multiples of 7, multiples of 5, the lowest number that's a multiple of both. So let's put a few multiples of 7 down. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. You won't know how far you need to go until you start doing the other one. 5, 10, 15. Hopefully you've spotted already what I'm going to hit here. 20, 25, 30, and 35. Hopefully you can see why I've stopped. The reason I've stopped is because I've got the same number here, 35 and 35. That's the lowest number in both lists. Let's just check. 7, 14, 21, 28. Yeah, none of those numbers there. The first one we see that's the same in both is 35. So the lowest common multiple of 7 and 5 is 35. Okay? Alright, moving on to the tough stuff. Alright, in Wednesday's lesson, alright, you might be watching that before this, so this might be new to you, but you've done it before. Prime factor decomposition, so factor trees. Now we're looking now at really big numbers. Okay, so we're going to look at 630, and we're going to look at 990. If you're wondering why I'm looking down, I've got it all written down here. Okay, 630 and 990. So I'm going to use my factor tree method to decompose these into their prime factors. So 630, alright, I don't have to look down for this, is 2 times 315. Okay, circle the 2 because it's prime. 315 is 3 times 105. 3 is my prime number. 105 is 21 times 5. 5 is prime. 21 is 3 sevens. Okay, all prime. Okay, so that's my prime factor decomposition. Want numbers in the circles are prime. If you times all these together, you get your 630. 990. Alright, well that's 3 lots of 330. 330 is 3 lots of 110. If you're wondering why I'm circling some numbers and not others, the ones in circle are prime numbers. 110 is 3, sorry, I was confused, different to the way I've done it before. 22 lots of 5. 5 is prime. 22 is 11 times 2. Okay, both prime. So, what we're going to say now is, and this is sort of the key part to this, if I make 2 circles that overlap, this is called a Venn diagram now. So I'm going to have one circle, make it nice and big, to represent the factors of the prime factors of 630, and I'm going to have one circle overlapping to represent the prime factors of 990. Okay, in the middle part here that overlaps, I'm going to put in factors, prime factors in the circles that are in, if they're in both. So 630 has got a 2, has 990, yes it has. So that's got a 2, that's got a 2, that's going to go in my shared box in the middle. Okay, you'll see why this is important in a minute. 3 and a 3, so you can cross those off, stick that in there. I only put it in once to say it's in both lists. You can see 5 and 5. 3 and 3 again, you can have more than one. Okay, pair, 3 and 3. And hopefully you can see I've got a 7 left and an 11. So 7 isn't in both, so I'm just going to stick 7 in the 630 box. Done that one, and I'm going to stick 11 in the 990 box. Okay, how does this help me? Well, it turns out that all these numbers here in the middle, in the overlap part, alright, highlight those, times those together, that's going to give me the highest common factor of these two numbers. So the highest common factor is dead easy, it's just 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. Well, 2 3s are 6, 6 3s are 18, 18 5s are 90. So my highest common factor of 630 and 990 is 90. Alright, and then the lowest common multiple, again, pretty straightforward, it's just all the numbers times together. So the ones that overlap plus the other 2. Now, I can be a bit clever here. I can say it's 7 times by 2 times 3 times 3 times 5, but I've already worked this out here. So I can put that as 90 times 11. Okay, right, I'm going to do this. Well, 7 9s are now 63. Add on the 0. And then I've just got to times it by 11. Well, I can times it by 10 dead easily. Alright, I know that times by 10 is 6,300. And then I just have to add one more 630. 0, 3, 3 and 6 is 9, and 6. So I know that my lowest common multiple is 6,930. Now, can you imagine having to have written out your 630 times table, your 990 times table, alright, until you got here? Yeah, it's much easier using this method. Okay, do one more for you. Okay, let's try two big numbers again. 450 and 360. Okay, so first thing, prime factor decomposition. So 450, well I know 45 is 9 lots of 5, so this must be 9 lots of 50. 9's not prime, so I need to carry on. I know it's 3 3s, they're both prime, so stop. 50, 10 5s. 5's prime, 10, 2 5's, both prime. 360, well I know it's 6 lots of 6, so it must be 36 is 6 lots of 6. So 360 must be 6 lots of 60. 6 is 2 3's. I like these. 60, because they're prime, is 10 lots of 6. 10 is 2 5's. 6 is 2 3's. Okay. Alright, so I've done my prime factor decomposition. I need my boxes now. Not my boxes, my circles. 1 for 450, overlaps by 1 for 360. 450 here, 360 here. Okay, let's look for pairs again. Do I have a 5 here? Yeah, and a 5 here. So 5 can go in my middle box. Do I have a 2 there and a 2 there? Do I have a 3? Yes, 3 and 3. Any more? Yeah, I've got another pair of 3s. 3 and 3. Any other pairs? Okay, doesn't look like it. So I've got a 5 left over here, and I've got 2 2's left over here. Okay, right, so we said highest common factor was all the numbers in here times together. So that's looking like 5 times 3 times 2 times 3. 5 3's are 15, 15 2's are 30, 33's are 90. So highest common factor of these two numbers is 90. Lowest common multiple, again, save yourself some time. 5 times all this time, well, no, that's 90 times 2 times 2. Well, 5 90's or 5 9's and 45, so it must be 450. Times that by 2 and times it by 2 again. Just double it and double it again. 450 doubled is 900. 900 doubled is 1,800. That's your lowest common multiple of these two big numbers. So it does save you a lot of time, this method. Okay, recap. Using the big numbers, that's the main part of this. Break it down into your prime factor decomposition, both sides. Draw what's called your Venn diagram, overlaps. One of your circles is for one of your numbers, the other for the other. Anything that you can find in both, so a 5 and a 5, you stick in the middle. Just put 1 5 in, not 2. Alright? 2 and 2, stick them in. There were 2 pairs of 3, that's why 3's in there twice. Anything left over on either side, you stick on either side. Highest common factor is all the middle times together. Lowest common multiple is everything times together. Okay, you should have made some notes whilst you're watching this. I'll be checking that on Friday. And please come to class with your book, having made the notes, ready to demonstrate to me, that you've understood it, and to try some more difficult problems.